Hi, friends. All right, I'm going to get right into the latest information. The winter storm watch has been expanded by the National Weather Service just in the last 30 minutes. So it now includes all of metro Atlanta, pretty much most of our viewing area outside of the extreme central Georgia parts of our viewing area that saw snow last weekend. You guys are not in this winter storm watch. The rest of us are. And I'm going to read you the text that was sent from the National Weather Service. Again, this winter storm watch, it starts at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning and goes through 10 a.m. on Monday morning. We think the major impact is going to start later in the day on Saturday, but it could last through Monday morning. Here's what they're saying about this. Significant icing is possible. Total ice accumulations around 0.4 of an inch possible or more. Power outages and tree damage are likely due to the ice. Travel could be nearly impossible, and the hazardous road conditions could impact the Monday morning commute as well. So they are thinking that it is going to be cold enough for us to see accumulating ice, okay? So let's now take you through everything we know. And guys, I am watching both our YouTube, by the way, and our Facebook for comments and questions. So if you have questions, you can leave them and I will answer them. Let me get through the entire, all my graphics. Let me get through my entire presentation before you guys start asking about specific cities, because I think a lot of this is going to be answered as we go through it, okay? All right. So we're getting a better understanding of the timing. Looks like it'll be dry on Saturday morning. Then Saturday afternoon, that's when that freezing rain will start. It'll be widespread by Saturday night. So essentially, you need to be off the roads by like 2 p.m. on Saturday at the latest, all right? Freezing rain and rain will be all day on Sunday. It's the major impact day. It's the day you just cannot be on the roads. You're not going to church. You're not going to Sunday dinner out at a restaurant. You're not doing anything on Sunday, all right? Monday looks dry, but because it's going to be so cold, we could continue to see icy back roads, okay? So, starting out 9 a.m. on Saturday, it's pretty dry, right? Still pretty dry at noon. But then that freezing rain, it starts first for the mountains. Rome, Canton, Gainesville, you guys are going to start to see freezing rain 3, 4 p.m. That freezing rain moves into metro Atlanta sometime on Saturday evening or Saturday night, and it will be widespread by Sunday morning. From Atlanta off to the east, that's where the freezing rain will be the worst. Now, I'm showing you the GFS model, which both of our long-range models are hinting at this warm nose of air making its way in to southern parts of our viewing area. We are pretty all aligned in thinking the models are overdoing the warm air. And we'll talk about the setup. It's called a wedge. It is so hard. The models have such a hard time predicting the wedge because when a wedge of cold air moves in, it can mean a difference in 30 degrees in temperatures in like a very small area. It's very hard to predict. But what we know is when it's already raining and that cold air moves in, the rain reinforces the downdraft from the rain. It reinforces the cold air, locks it in near the surface. So we're thinking that the rain is going to reinforce that wedge, reinforce the cold air, and keep it pretty cold. So best case scenario is freezing rain switches to rain late on Sunday. But for much of East Georgia and metro Atlanta, it's going to continue just to be freezing rain through all day on Sunday before we dry out on Monday. Okay? So here's the timeline. Mostly dry Saturday morning, light freezing rain Saturday afternoon and evening. The worst conditions will be Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night. I cannot emphasize enough that when the sun is down, Saturday evening, you should not be on the roads. You should not be on the roads really until midday on Monday when we get a grip of how bad the ice is, okay? So here's the setup. This is the wedge setup. So when cold air comes down from Canada, gets wedged up against the Appalachian Mountains and streams down into Georgia. So the closer you live to the mountains, the colder it's going to be for you. And this is the issue, is look at Sunday morning. Johns Creek at 32, Gainesville at 30, 32 in Athens, but 50 down in Thomaston, 49 in Noonan. Now they're overdoing that warm air. We don't think it's going to make it as far north into metro Atlanta. But if it does, we'll see a transition back to rain, and that would really help out our ice accumulations. So we will hope that that happens. But we want to prepare you for the worst case scenario. And I will tell you, this is a graphic I've been showing a lot over the last several days, and it updates about every 6 hours. It updated about an hour ago, and it has increased the chances for now half an inch of ice. Now there's 30% chance, and a half an inch of ice, guys, is significant ice. Significant ice. 30% chance, so a 1 in 3 chance for the city of Atlanta, an 80% chance for Gainesville, a 70% chance for Canton, a 65% chance for Athens. That northeastern area has a really high chance of significant ice accumulations. Meanwhile, areas south of I-20 probably will not be much impacted by ice, okay? So here are the cities that are likely to see disruptive ice, and we'll take you through what that means, okay? But it is most of metro Atlanta, certainly North Metro. Atlanta, Johns Creek, Alpharetta, Roswell, Woodstock, Canton, Marietta, Lawrenceville, Winder, Duluth, Stone Mountain, Norcross. Disruptive ice totals, remember that, okay? Disruptive means tree branches sag and break. You'll see some power outages and dangerous travel. Significant ice totals, more than half an inch, is when trees come down, we see widespread power outages and impossible travel. Now let's take you through the significant ice cities. Gainesville, Flowery Branch, Athens, Watkinsville, Winder, Dahlonega, Cumming, Forsyth County, Helen, Winder, Commerce, Brazelton, Dawsonville. If you live in these areas, you need to shut it down this weekend. You should plan on losing power. There's a high chance of that. You should plan on impossible travel. And you should plan on very slippery roadways into next week, okay? So now let me show you the two different long-range models. And by this time tomorrow, we will have our short-range models in, so we'll have a much better handle on the potential ice totals. Those shorter-range models are more high resolution, okay? The GFS model is kind of a worst-case scenario. It has catastrophic ice totals from Athens to Gainesville. See that red? That would mean like everything shut down. Really essentially from Gwinnett County to Dawson County up into the mountains, and over half an inch of ice for all of metro Atlanta. Now the Euro model has a little bit more warm air. It still has about an inch of ice in Gainesville. Gosh, Hall County, y'all, if you live in Hall County, you really need to be prepared for the worst, okay? I also think Lumpkin County, Dawson County, Habersham County, White County, you guys are going to see significant ice. Half an inch in Athens, almost an inch in Canton. So really from North Metro to Forsyth County. So even the Euro model, which is the warm model, is predicting significant ice north and east of the city. So as far as the roadways go, you're still good to go on Saturday morning across all of North Georgia, but you got to really be inside by about 4 p.m. on Saturday at the very latest. If you can stay inside all weekend, that's the safest route. That's the best route. The worst day on the roads is going to be Sunday by far. That's when we'll see that precipitation all day. And by Monday morning, we could still see those icy roads. Okay. Now, before I get into the snow, I'm going to answer some of these questions. Yo-Yo Projon says, I'm in Clarkston, Georgia. National Weather Service shows more possible freezing rain than just rain on Sunday. How much ice could we get in Clarkston? I hope I answered your question just now. But Clarkston is likely to get more freezing rain than Atlanta, up to 0.4 inches, maybe even more, okay? LaGrange, Georgia, Bonnie, you guys are in the clear. You guys aren't going to see much freezing rain at all. It's probably going to be just rain. Augusta, Georgia? That's a good question. Augusta is going to see ice, for sure. And the worst day for the ice will be Sunday into Monday. So if you live in Augusta, that might arrive a little bit later, more like Sunday morning, but you guys are going to see ice. How bad will it get in Rome? Well, Rome is in the winter storm watch, but you guys are in West Georgia, so you're less likely to see that wedge of cold air. So I think that you guys could still see light ice accumulations. I do not think that there will be significant ice in Rome, okay? Cobb County could get hit pretty hard. with significant ice. Anywhere in Atlanta, I named that as the disruptive ice totals. Athens is going to be one of the worst areas for the ice, guys, up to an inch of ice. Athens is one of the cities that could be completely shut down by ice, likely to, okay? So if you live in Athens, you need to be prepared to lose power for at least a day, starting Sunday, lasting into Monday. Okay? Now, let's talk about snow totals. This is not going to be a snowstorm for us here, but it is going to be a massive snowstorm to our north. More than a foot of snow from Oklahoma to Kentucky to parts of Tennessee, Virginia. So I don't even expect snow for the mountains now, unfortunately. And then you can see it's going to stay cold on Monday. So even though we'll see the sunshine Monday morning is going to be in the low 20s. So anything that is still frozen overnight is going to get locked in. And then because we don't climb really above freezing, shaded areas are likely to stay very icy. If you wake up Monday morning and it's icy, it might still be icy where you are on Tuesday as well. And then we talk about the cold next week. My goodness. It's going to be really, really cold across the eastern United States. Through the week next week, we're talking highs only in the 30s and 40s through most of the week. And I want to go ahead and tell you guys, some of the models are predicting another, not take this with a grain of salt, but some of the models are predicting another winter weather system at the end of next week into next weekend. So we're not quite done with it yet. All right. Y'all, Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez is here. She is in updating the forecast. I know you guys have a lot of questions about your specific area, and the PM team is going to be taking you through that, okay, through the entire afternoon. But here's the deal. We are going to be on air from the time this thing starts at 5 a.m. on Sunday through Monday night. We're not going off. We'll be on 24/7. The entire newsroom will be here. We had a meeting about it today. We've been prepping it up. So other stations are going to have to go off because they have national syndicated programming. We're not going to be off. We will be with you the entire time that this storm is going through. So you can keep it locked on Atlanta News First, and we will have you covered, okay? And in addition to that, you can, if you lose power, you can stream through our app. So make sure you download the Atlanta News First app and make sure you are powered up. Again, you're good to go tomorrow. You're good to go Saturday morning. By midday on Saturday, you really should shut it down, all right? All right, guys, I'll be back on air tomorrow morning. I'm going to go get some sleep. We will be with you again the entire weekend. Do not worry. We have you covered.